Alright, so got me a 1988 Foxbody hatchback. First car I think I'm actually going to commit beginning to end to completing. I've had a lot of cars in the past. Started off with a 2017 Mustang GT. I was commuting to work, so that ended up being a little tough on me, tough on my wallet. So I got rid of it and got a different car, and then ended up with a Mark IV GTI. Fell in love with that car. Ended up also getting a Mark VI shortly after, and I had two cars, two GTIs. Yeah, I ended up selling both of them. Bought a Tesla because I was still commuting to work, and I don't know what got into me or why I thought about buying one, but I did. Didn't last a year. I ended up actually getting an offer of more than what I paid for, so it's a good deal. So sold it, bought a truck, bought a Harley. Still got the truck. Sold the Harley. I was having too many close calls every day. Yeah, and then I ended up with a Miata, an NA Miata, first gen. So that was really cool. Ended up crashing it. My buddy's daughter wanted it really bad. And he had this really nice Maxima, first gen, 1983. Originally it was a diesel motor, but he swapped it for an L28, so it was the same motor that they put in the Datsun Maximas, and it was the only Maximas to be rear-wheel drive, so that's what made it very cool. Only problem is that I wanted to LS swap something, and to LS swap a car that I can't even. At first I thought it was a great idea because it was like nobody else has this car, so it'll be something different, and also LS swap, so it'd be awesome. But from my two buddies who both LS swap cars that don't normally have LS motors or are commonly swapped, they said, yeah, it's too much of a pain in the rear to do. We could do it, but just know you're going to spend a lot more money and it's going to be more of a headache, and I was like, you know what, this is my first real project from like of rebuilding this thing from the ground up. So don't exactly like hitting the easy button, but when it comes to something like this and this amount of money, it's a lot easier. Plus I'm young, so maybe I'll come around to find another car that it's not really commonly LS swapped, and I'll do it in the future. But yeah, so here I am with this. It was last registered in 2007. Been sitting in the desert ever since. For the past 16 years, it's been collecting dirt. When I first got it, it was full of trash, rat nests, parts, just random stuff all up in the inside. No seats, nothing. It was a piece of work. So the past week or so, I've been stripping the inside as far as trim. Only stuff I really kept was like the tombstone and center console piece, but I don't think I'm gonna use them. I just kept them just in case. Same with the AC parts. Whatever AC parts I saw, I kept. I would like to run AC, so, but we'll just see how difficult it's gonna be. Although I would much prefer to run AC. I've had a car with, well, my Mark IV GTI had no AC, so I've done it in the past. Don't exactly want to do that again. I've been pampered with cars with working AC ever since, so yeah. So yeah, so this car, I'll probably attach a video, but I stripped it down to almost nothing. There's no dash. There's literally just a steering column, and even the deadener's gone. Most of the deadener's gone. I got to come back in and clean up a few spots. It just started to get really hot and I was using a heat gun because it was on there good. There's like some parts of deadener that I was able to get up real easily, and then there was parts that were just not coming off. So had to use a heat gun, and sitting inside of a car using a heat gun, and it's like 98 degrees outside, it's not fun. So yeah, plus the garage is too packed right now with random stuff. I gotta help sell some saws and random stuff in order to create room for this car to go in there once we actually start swapping parts. Right now it's just bare bones, so it's whatever. But once I start dropping all the parts I ordered, it's gonna be secured. So far this is what we got. This originally was all full of trash and shit, and had a dash, had trim all around, but I stripped it out, pulled deadening out everywhere. That column's coming out soon. Yeah, pulled basically just stripped it down to nothing. Gonna be putting a roll cage in here, so but the next goal is to remove the motor and trans, and then whenever I pull the motor out, I'm gonna when I get the roll cage, from the same company, I'm getting a but it's Team Z Performance. So I bought their roll cage, their front end kit, their rear end kit, radiator support. So basically, after I want to pull the motor before it gets here, so when my buddy's welding in the cage, I mean, I can't really do much, so I'll probably be rebuilding the front end while he does that, and doing the whole K-member. And I have a steering rack manual rack coming from Flaming River. Blanking on the company that I bought. I think Motion was the name of the company I got the column from, and I got a couple other things, but don't quote me. I'll make another video explaining exactly what I bought. So yeah, I got a lightweight column. Yeah, gonna do a manual swap for the windows. Bought a refreshed kit for the doors, the door hinges, the inner doors. Good old Popular jacked up handles. Whatever. I got new ones coming in. So yeah, just pulled the fuel tank today because we're gonna be welding in a sump, and yeah, so that's about it. Oh, and then I also bought this 4-lug right now, so I bought a oh, what the hell, that's sick. Yeah, so I have a 4-lug now, and I got a 5-lug conversion for the front and rears. So yeah, what a beauty. Hood doesn't even have latches in there, so I would lift it, but can't do that right now. So yeah, here we are in the pit of despair. Oh, I got new gears for the diff too, and I got the C-clip eliminator kit for the axles, and off the top of my head, that's it. That's all I can think of. So yeah, I got this washed out, got it air drying now, just airing out so that we can go ahead and weld it. I'm gonna flip this over. I just wanted all the water to drain out. So yeah, I gotta check the conditions of everything, and I gotta get a new, I'm gonna do a neck kit, the fuel filler neck kit. It ended up being a cutout of the fuel filler pipe. The neck was cut out and just placed in its hole, so didn't look well. Obviously I can't reuse that, so I'm buying the kit to replace that and seeing what else I need to get. So yeah, most money I've ever spent on a car, but this is something that's always bothered me. I've always wanted to rebuild a car, and you know, always bought a car to do it, and then didn't have money to do it, and gave up, sold it. So this is the first car I'm gonna make a solid commitment to, and I'm actually pretty happy. Paint job's not the prettiest, but you know, I'm gonna go for the patina look for the time being, just to start. Gonna have to sand it down a little bit more, get some more brush spots going, and then clear coat it eventually. But once we get it running, there's a lot of stuff I need to do. I need to clean it up some more. There's like this stuff. I gotta get it real cleaned and whatever before I start tripping over anything. So yeah, here it is, the money pit.